The thought of needing to join two pieces of pond liner together can be daunting. The actual process is stressful, at least that's what I find. But there is another option that can be used in most cases. So let's take a look at some of the options if this is a problem you're facing, and I'll show you how I overcame it. If you don't already know me, my name is Kev, and the aim of my channel is to help people build and maintain a pond without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and check out my website, ozponds.com. So there's a few reasons why we might need to splice together two or more pieces of liner. Number one, we might be expanding an existing pond or adding more filtration to an existing pond like a bog filter, an intake bay, or a negative edge reservoir. Number two might be to save costs. Line is expensive, and if you're planning on having a large pond and a narrow stream, well, you don't need as much width of liner on the stream as you do on the pond. And number three, the pond is just massive, and you can't get a single piece of liner that's big enough. If that's you, this video won't help you. You need a good waterproof seal. Sorry. Lately I've been having chats with people about their pond issues, and everyone's issues are varied and unique. But one thing I'm seeing is a lot of people needing to add more filtration to their existing ponds or wanting to convert an old pool to a pond. And it's no secret if you watch this channel or read my articles on ozponds.com, you know that I love bog filters in intake bays. So most of the time that's what I recommend. And when it comes to adding something like this to an existing pond or a pool, you have two options. We can either partition off an area of the existing pool or pond to create the required amount of filtration, or we can have the additional filtration external to the existing body of water. And for a bog filter, this is really easy. The easiest way to build a bog filter, in my opinion, is to pump the water up into the bog, have it rise up through the rock, pebble and plant roots, overflow the filter, and then we allow gravity to return the water to the pond. You can use a container or a liner to create the bog filter, and I've made plenty of other videos on different designs. But one of the best ways to join the filter and the pond is via a stream. It's practical and it looks natural. Because the bog filter sits higher than the pond, it gives us the opportunity to join the pond to the filter using a pond liner for the stream without the need to seam the liners together. As long as the water cannot go backwards or uphill, we're all set. I like to allow at least a drop of 30 centimeters or 12 inches. So it looks like this. The liner from the bog filter goes over the liner from the stream. And you can then repeat this process where the stream enters the pool or the pond. As long as the water level isn't higher than the liner above it, you're all set. As an added precaution or insurance, I like to use this Firestone sealant to run a couple of beads across the liner I'm overlapping, and I've used this method multiple times and I'm yet to have a problem. And if you do need to add an intake bay or a negative edge, you can use the same method. Well, not really for an intake bay, but a negative edge reservoir provides you with the same benefit. Lots of the pros actually think it's even better. But basically in this situation, you have your reservoir below the water level inside the pond, so that, well, gravity sends the water over the edge when the pond is full. The pumps are located inside the reservoir, and they're going to pump water to your bog filter, and round the water goes getting filtered. The surface of the pond or the pool stays nice and clear of debris due to the skimming action of the negative edge. If you are constructing a negative edge, you're going to need to understand water in motion, and that's all included in my Ponds formula cheat sheet. If you want to check that out, it's available at ozponds.com, along with heaps of other helpful content. And of course, it's even easier to use this method on a pond that's being constructed. And this is the exact method I ended up using on my dream pond. There's two bog filters, and they're connected to the main pond via short streams. And there's also a long stream that flows into the main pond. It also has its own separate liner. I also use this method on this long stream. For this one I used 3 separate pieces of liner to create the big sweeping turns. It worked out much cheaper than buying a single piece of liner to cover the entire slope and then cut away the excess. I hope this video was helpful and gave you something to think about. And if it did, feel free to check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching. See ya.